Masaba and Ritwik, thank you so much for being a part of this conversation, which I'm hoping is going to be absolutely loved, like people are loving I Love Thane and Modern Love Mumbai. Now, when I saw that, this was something that stayed with me. That, relationships these times have become like this, and yet there is people try to rubbish it. कि अरे ये आज के दिन के relationships are like very frivolous and they're not really deep and all. You know, I love Thane is rubbishing all of that and very subtly, very beautifully. And this is something why I believe probably that, the story is also connecting with so many people. Do you think so?
Go ahead.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what exactly is working for people. I'm just glad that it's working. I had said this before. I'm going to just repeat myself. I just feel like what worked for me when I saw the film was the fact that Dhruv and Nupur had written extremely layered situations with layered people in the most simplest manner. Everything was simple. Love can seem complicated, but it's simple. The feeling is simple. It's simply an emotion, right? So I think that is something that's working for the film. Hopefully, that worked for me.
Masaba?
Yeah, I have to agree. I think, but I have to also say that when I first read the script, I was like, wow, this is so basic, and in my head, because I'm not an actor, it was just like, aren't films about love and episodes about love meant to be larger than life, and aren't they meant to be like song and dance and bright beautiful things and lovely costumes? And here I was in like oversized shirts, and here like Parth was in his government office attire. But the thing is, I feel like cinema and content and everything has also changed. Viewers have changed, the audience has changed. They're also in a space where they kind of want to see a little piece of their own life coming on and playing out in front of them. So I feel like that might have been one of the reasons why it's working. And I feel like I'm surprised. I'm as surprised as you are, because I was just like, wow, people are okay with seeing something as basic, as not touched up, not glossy. They're okay with it because I think they've seen all the larger than life stories. They're kind of intimidated by them. They're kind of intimidated by characters that or people that don't look like them. So I think they just want, it's a matter of a shift of time and a shift of perspective, I think. And I think we're also very lucky with the timing, I have to say.
That's also, I think, Masaba's love for Hindi cinema talking. I'm sure Ritwik would want to actually chip in because we all love the Bollywood song and dance. I hate to use the word, but I still went ahead and did it. But yeah, cinema with all its grandeur, Hindi cinema with all its grandeur, that's something that we have all grown up to, especially love stories with the songs and the beautiful songs that have obviously, eventually become iconic. But this kind of cinema is something that, is here to stay, that more and more people want to see. Because I think Ho Gaya, that also was like a one age sort of a thing. You can't really keep repeating it and, testing waters with fiddling with the classics. So obviously what next? So this is the next, I think.
I don't know. I don't know if it's next or not. I feel like films like these, the ones that we are talking about and the essence of cinema that we are talking about have been around since forever. Like we've made movies like that in 1930s, 40s, 50s, and they've continued doing that, For every Manmohan Desai, there was a Rishikesh Mukherjee. So we've always been in balance. It's about what the audience wants at that moment becomes successful. That does not mean every other story is redundant. It's just that there is no audience for that story at that point, There are so many movies that I'm sure the two of you all would also recollect and think, यार ये film चली नहीं, ये film कैसे नहीं चली? हम बड़े होके देखते तो फिर हमें लगता है ये तो बहुत बढ़िया film है. So then the audience for that was later on. So we are the audience for that. So yeah.
Absolutely. Now tell me something. ये जो dating scenes हुए हैं, Saiba और Parth के, before they got together, I'm sure you must have actually had such instances in your real life while dating, having odd dates. Never. What are you saying, Ritu? How can you just vehemently nod your head?
So cute.
Who's cute?
Sorry,
Reena. Who's cute?
I was just and started talking on the Zoom call. Yeah, man. I mean, Ritwik, you go first.
No, I can't remember any odd dates. I've not been on a dating app, so I haven't really had any weird experiences. Not like I have.
Seriously, you
I'm
have
not कोई
not
बाल
been on a
ब्रह्मचारी
dating
नहीं हूँ.
app.
नहीं, no, I've never been on a dating app. I haven't. Never. I
Wow.
know a lot of people get amused, but there are many people like me.
Yeah, I haven't
Many.
either. I
Masaba.
haven't
There you
either.
go. There you go.
Yeah. Never been on a dating app. Never been on such sort of, headless chicken kind of dates, because you just didn't know where this was going, right? Between Parth and Saiba, they were like, why are they just talking to each other? And why are they just walking around Thane? I feel like all of us in this generation, especially, like all of us go for a date expecting so much. You expect that, oh, will I get a call back, or will I get a message, or will I get flowers the next day, or will he do a follow-up date? And here these two people are just doing the exact opposite, and you don't even know if they're friends. To be honest, they're just chatting. They're chatting like they're just two people on a flight, getting to know each other, and they just want to kill time. And you have a 2-hour flight and you just have to kill time. So I feel like it's really, really unusual. And to be honest, all of my friends who are on dating apps, they're all like, oh my God, can we please find someone like Parth to talk to? And I said, okay, I will find out where these boys are, but we don't know where they are.
Now, one other thing that people are sort of waking up to, since you use the term, so I'm just using it right now, is Masaba the actor. A lot of people, whether it's on social media or the people who I am, interacting with after, they have mutually loved Modern Love Mumbai. The one story that stands out is, I Love Thane, and they are raving about you as the actor, calling you understated. The elegance is very, very out there. Comparing you with Meena ji is another story altogether.
Meena ji! Can't go there.
We'll not go there. But yeah, you have a different market altogether. That's a different genre that you are, and you are an actor in your own. So that's something you must have heard, not just from your fans, but also from your peers. Something that stood with you. What was that?
Chang actually messaged me. Those were one of the first few messages I got. And he actually told me that, he said, you have this ease and comfort, which a lot of actors don't have, and it's probably because you're not an actor. So I feel like what's happening is that the fact that I'm not trained to be an actor, that I haven't done enough work in front of the camera, and at some level, it's just that my validation in life doesn't come from the work I do as an actor. I hope that it remains, because it's very easy to get spoiled with all this, all these compliments. But I just feel like, it's like I shut my office in front of the camera and I go do my work, which is fashion. So it's like, daftar band ho gaya, that's it, it's done. So I just think that was something that stayed with me. And another person told me, he said that I'm very unaffected. And you can see that on camera. And he said basically what happens is when you see an actor, or you see them go through life, or you even see them like at a restaurant or something, there's this need to, and that's just the way it is. My mom has it too. It's the nature of an actor, right? That you have this need to, am I looking okay? Am I presentable? Am I being kind enough to my fans? I hope I didn't say the wrong thing to you. I hope I can take a photograph. You know what I mean? It's the nature of the beast. And I just feel like, I don't have that, because I'm doing a hobby. It's like pottery, and pottery is like really calming. And for me, acting is that. It's really calming. It's like I go to therapy and I come back. Only thing is it pays me and I don't pay it,
But it never scared you going in front of the camera for the very first time, professionally acting. Hobby is something that obviously will not bow you down. You'd not feel pressured ki acha tumhe acha karna hi karna hai. But this one's a different ball game altogether. That did never happen with you?
I was never scared. I was only, the only time I was scared was when I had to do my first scene for Masaba in front of my mother, who was, the first scene was with her and there was no dialogue. And I was like, I am finished, because she's going to ruin my life. But I was just so excited. Even with I Love Thane, I was just very, very excited, because I was like, I'm living my dream. I'm literally living my dream. So, yeah.
That's beautiful. And Ritwik, the fact that you are coming from a brilliant show that did brilliantly well on the same platform. So obviously, comparisons from that success, and then again, playing, next to veterans like Nasir starred in that one. And here you have Masaba to play off you. That also adds a lot to you as an actor, I believe, I suppose, because, while you're also coming from, sharing screen with a veteran, then there is a fellow actor who is equally, a revelation in every scene. How does it work for you? I mean, what's your process when you actually, play with these two different spheres of the acting arena?
I don't know. I've never thought of it like that. Wow. But no, I don't know. There's no specific process. I just remember the first day I landed up on set for I Love Thane, and I hadn't met Masaba before that. That was the first time we were meeting each other, which was like 10 minutes before
Yeah.
we hear the first action.
Yeah.
So I just met her on set, and she is a very warm person. If you meet her, you just know that she's a really welcoming and warm person. But then she started acting, the camera rolled, and she started performing, and she was saying her lines and I was saying my lines, and I knew कि first take to rehearsal ही होता है. इतना load नहीं लेते, just do your lines properly. So I was just doing my lines, and my head was just constantly telling me, dude, she's so good. I could just, because I came with zero expectations. I hadn't seen Masaba. And just because she's Ninaji's daughter I cannot expect her to be a fantastic actor. So she was there and she was delivering and she was doing so well. And because she had shot with Dhruv before that, like a few days before that, she had already started shooting for I Love Thane, and I came in much later. So she, and the way she performed, told me what is the sur of the film. And then I understood, okay, this is probably how the film is going, or this is how it's supposed to go. And then that's how I caught up onto the energy of what Dhruv was trying to say and what Masaba's character is doing in the film. Because Saiba is driving through the film, not literally driving, that she's too, but she's driving the story through the film. And I had to understand what Saiba's track was like. So when I saw her performing, it was crystal clear. And it took me 10 minutes to understand that film the moment we started performing. And that's thanks to Masaba.
And since you mentioned Dhruv, how is he like a filmmaker? I mean, I know that he bonds with anybody and everybody who is to do with storytelling. That's something that is his first love. Obviously, people know him as an actor more than a filmmaker, more than a director, but he started out telling stories. He is a writer intrinsically. So when he came up with this story to both of you guys, what was your reaction and what was it like working with a young filmmaker?
Masaba.
I had seen Little Things. I had seen a little bit of Little Things, and I was like, wow, this set is going to be so interesting because there's Ritwik, who's an accomplished actor. There is me, who's just like somewhere in between. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm an actor, I'm a designer, whatever. And then you have an actor who's actually directing and writing the film. So it was, I can't tell you, but I think the magic of everybody saying that, hey, you know what, we're going to be spontaneous and we're going to have fun and we're going to do this, we're going to nail this. I think that was the energy of the entire set, and I remember I spent, I think, 8 or 10 days shooting on the whole thing. And every day that I went in, I have to say that Dhruv is somebody, like, I believe, and I learned this on the sets of Masaba, that from your van, your hair, makeup, spot, the time you reach on to set, whoever you interact with, your team, the people you meet, the AD, the guy who comes and briefs you, everybody adds to your energy or will subtract from it. This is what I understood. And even on set, right, when you have an AD who is screaming and shouting, that your day will be different. Your scenes will be different. And if you have an AD who is calm and quiet and just silently going about things, the energy of that scene will be different. So I think Dhruv is calm as an individual. I remember there were 2-3 times when some things were not right, and he was just so very matter of fact about it, and he said it in a very calm manner. So I think the energy that he brings is calmness. He brings that thera, which everyone is talking about as well in I Love Thane.
Yeah,
it's there.
The word thera.
Yeah, it's there, and that thera comes from Dhruv.
What about you, Ritwik? I think Dhruv ko uski coffee de do, so he's all settled, right? He and his coffee.
Coffee, headphones, and he's in front of the camera. He will not move. I don't even think I saw him eat.
Oh.
Sadhu, yeah.
But
Yeah,
very
go for
honestly,
it.
Dhruv is genuinely a revelation, and I'm glad that filmmakers like him are getting platforms like Amazon Prime Video and are being given equal opportunity with the likes of Vishal sir and and everybody on the roster. I genuinely think Dhruv is a very good writer. He's a very good writer. He's a fantastic writer. Because when I read the script, my first thought was कि actual essay kya hai? What is the actual New York Times essay that he has adapted? Because this is so perfectly Mumbai, so perfectly us, so perfectly Indian, so perfectly now. What has he adapted it from? But till date, I've not asked him to send me the essay because the way he's written I Love Khan is so perfect and so simply put that I don't want to know what it's adapted from. Even though I do, a back of my head, I really want to know. But so for me, I think as a writer, he had won me over when I read the script. But when I went on set, I realized that as Masaba said, that the set reflects the kind of energy the director has, because he is the anchor. He's genuinely the anchor. And the kind of calmness and the kind of clarity that Dhruv brought onto set was just absolutely fantastic. So I hope there are more and more filmmakers and storytellers like Dhruv who come out, and more power to Dhruv.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, tell me one thing. Before I let you guys go, we're talking about I Love Thane. We're talking about places in Mumbai where probably young couples should go and explore, the romantic aspect of the maximum city. Would you have any such place? Do you think Bombay में ऐसी जगह है जो couples के लिए बनी हो?
Ritwik will answer this
बॉम्बे
question.
में बॉम्बे में हर जगह कपल्स के लिए बनी हुई है. Why am I answering this question? I have no idea. मैं घर पे बैठा रहता हूँ. मेरे घर पे कोई couple allowed नहीं है. This singles only. But no, I'm in love with Card Road Promenade, and I suggest everybody who's in love with anybody, anything, or even themselves, just go spend 5 minutes there, sit there, talk to the sea, and it'll talk back to you.
Beautiful. And Masaba, what about you?
Listen, I'm very boring. Can I say Juhu Beach, which is right outside my house? But I really, I swear, I really like Nana Nani Park in Versova, I have to say, because I grew up in Versova and I find it therapeutic, Even Juhu Beach, it's just so many stories. The other day I was walking and I was like, there are so many different types of people in the world with different things happening to them, and we are just like holed up in our apartments and we think that this is it, this is the world. So I have to say Juhu Beach if you want to see the diversity of life in Mumbai.
Yeah.
And Nana Nani Park in Versova.
Okay, great. So I want to know a little bit more about you guys. I mean, obviously I know you guys, but little bit through the two of you. I mean, what did you expect from the other person, meeting each other for the very first time for the filming of I Love Thane? So I'll just give you this instance. You can point at one another and say, "Ye person is most likely to do this." Most likely to blush on an intense scene.
Ritwik. Ritwik's a blusher. Let me tell you. I don't know why. I think he's a blusher.
I'm going red right now.
Well, I got it right. I have a live example now. क्यों ऋत्विक ऐसा क्यों बोला जा रहा है आपके बारे में?
पता नहीं, मुझे बड़ी शर्म आती है हर चीज से.
Okay, who is someone who would always forget lines and improvise?
None.
Why?
We never forget our lines.
But I don't think any of us improvised.
No, we didn't.
No.
Very
obviously, listen, did you see the film? Have you seen how long those takes are? It just goes on forever and forever.
Yeah.
So कभी ना कभी तो इंसान भूलेगा ना lines. So we've forgotten lines, maybe चलो not be, चलो I've forgotten lines maybe.
No.
But I
think in equal measure. I should say.
There was no scope is the wrong word. There was no need to improvise to that script. Genuinely no need. It felt like कि नहीं यार, and I don't think Dhruv ever came and told us कि जो लिखा है वही बोलना. He didn't have to, because our natural approach was, this is perfect, boss. इसमें तो कुछ नहीं add करना. So no improvisations.
Yeah. Who's the more dramatic one out of the two of you?
I'm very dramatic. I'm very dramatic.
Example देना पड़ेगा. खुद ही you're calling yourself dramatic. Why? Why are you
Kuch
dramatic?
bhi, just like for example, I'll tell you, like we keep talking about the missile scene in interviews where it was really spicy, it was really hot in a very confined space, and that shoot took quite some time without anybody's fault. It's just that we had to do it multiple
That
times
watch
for
guy,
something or the
it was
other.
called that. It's about time you take ownership of this. Okay, if he's watching this, he needs to know that he cannot look into camera when you're shooting.
And there was this guy sitting right next to us looking into the camera. So,
Okay, so look out and
anyway,
walk at the camera. So क्या हो रहा है? Okay.
so anyway, so in that instance also, देखो मिसल तीखा होता है. But just because I want everybody to know, I can't eat anymore. I had to just at every take, I just went just to check if people are noticing I'm spiced up or no. Like, stop saying retake.
I like the interesting use of the terminology spiced up. Okay, that's interesting.
Felt quite
Okay.
spiced up.
Yeah. You got it. You are the dramatic one. All right. Who is the more Bengali?
Sorry, Priya.
and more
Sorry, can we
Maharashtrian?
make this last question?
Yes. I'm just ending it. So last time.
Okay.
The more Bengali, is Ritwik more Bengali or more Mumbaiker? Is Masaba more Mumbaiker, Maharashtrian? Have you figured that out about the two of you? Is there anything which is like a tiny knack which comes across? Typical.
I mean, Masaba does reflect a lot of Bombay for sure. So I would definitely, I think within 15-20 minutes of speaking to Masaba, I would know that she is from Bombay. She really reflects the energy of the city. So I think, yeah, I would easily understand
I
that.
don't think I got any instance of him being Bengali, because except he told me, he said, I love rice. I said, okay. While we're having this missile scene, he's like, I eat rice, I eat rice.
I think we were talking about some diet plan, something that we were talking about. I was like, I love rice. I can't eat rice.
Okay, last one. Who's the better singer out of the two of you?
Ritwik.
Singer.
Masaba.
Ritwik तो मुझे पता है.
He sang that beautiful piece at that lake shot as well, which she did over and over and over and over again.
Yes,
so he's the
correct.
Yeah.
सही बात है ये तो. काट दिया ये फिल्म से. Let me just call Dhruv. Will ask for a director's cut.
No, ये cut कैसे किया यार? I'm the audience. I want to have like a live viewing of that. Ritwik, come on.
Petition
staff.
for Dhruv's director's cut to release on Amazon Prime Video.
No, wait, give me a sliver. Yeah, I also want to see what was cut out of the.
I don't remember. It was a Marathi folk song that they sang in parts. Yeah. Yes. That part sang. I mean, they sang in parts cool at the assembly, which he just hums. But I don't remember the song. But that's what it's called.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much for doing this. And the film's lovely. It's beautiful. You guys are looking absolutely rocking in the film. You own the spaces that you're playing, the parts that you're playing, and many more to come. Thank you so much for doing this conversation.
Thank you, Griha.
Thank you.
Thank you.